Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to NuSpecian Live. I
Yes.
am
And
Aston.
I'm not Jillian. I'm Mary.
I love that. Well, Jillian is lucky. She's off on sabbatical today.
Yes.
So, but we're here and we have a lot to share with you today, right, Mary?
Yes, definitely. Good
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I think it's all good stuff. So, over the past year or two, Mary, we have been restructuring new species essentially
In a big way.
in a big
Yeah.
way. And I think earlier in the year, when I was away for a while because of family situations, had a death in the family, as some of you may have been told. We also took some time to start working on some packages or protocols for family members or friends, and we also start looking in other restructuring, Mary, regarding how we're going to allow our clients, client community to get more information out of new species.
Yes.
We're not known to give a lot of information, but I think
Yeah.
you've been doing some work. You want to tell us about it?
Maybe. I mean, so
Because I talked to Jillian about it the other day, and Jillian said, I don't know what Mary's doing. I said, well, I do. So tell us about it, and while we wait to get questions from everyone, I think it's a good opportunity for you to formulate your questions
yes.
so that when we are done updating you on these few things we have, we can jump into your questions if you have any. Hopefully you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the big thing we're trying to do is get Aston's brain to be accessible
Oh,
to the world.
Wow.
Which-
So Mary is trying to AI my brain
Yes.
into new species online so that you all can have direct access to my brain. I think that's a clowning effort that should be pretty challenging, Mary.
It is, but
Because sometimes I don't even know what's in my brain until it pops out.
Yes, exactly. So we're trying to download all of it from many years of you talking on video and radio, and then all of the articles that you've written.
Yeah, I've said a lot.
So we're downloading all of that information and taking advantage of the upsides of AI, which are that it can process all of that very quickly. And so we actually have a little AI chat bot on our website now.
Okay, let's go there. Let's go
show
there.
it.
Yeah, let's go to
And then just because
NuSpecies.com.
I'm engineering and on the show, we only have this camera going.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So I should be looking over there. Okay.
All right. So let's share a screen and let people see what we've been up to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you don't know, we updated our website, so it is hopefully much easier to navigate. That was the number one goal. It was a huge complaint from everyone.
Right.
Which
including
we shared.
Including me.
So we are not done yet, but I think that we have taken a lot of big steps in pushing it into the right direction to make it easier for you to find what you need there. Please keep giving us feedback though, because it's a work in progress.
Right.
But then we have added this little chat bot down here in the bottom left corner. So it just looks like a little chat bubble. And then if you click on it, it creates a messaging window and you can ask it anything you would normally ask us if you can't reach us.
Right. So you said something that's pretty cool there, that a lot of the videos that we have done, a lot of the articles that we have done, and by the way, we have some new articles on the website, the NuSpecies.com, on the blog. We have a few articles up there, Mary, that we just posted last week.
Yes.
And some of them are long, like 4 or 5 pages, but you all should take the time to really read them.
Yes.
Especially the ones on new specianism. And that what that means is that all the work we've been doing over the last 20 years, we use all that work, Mary, to create a process that describe how we do what we do on New Species. The what and the how and the why.
Yeah, and really the science behind it.
And the science behind it. And
Yeah.
that's an excellent point, because we also have an article where we have a list of clinical studies, something we never touched in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Clinical studies, and Mary's pulling some of those up now.
Yes.
And they also have, the article also has a number of Nobel Prize winners in medical technology, medical knowledge, especially as pertain to DNA and genes and telomeres and polymerase, all these enzymes and protein that support genes and DNA, Mary.
Yeah.
And those articles, those scientists and Nobel Prize winners, their work actually complement what we have been doing over the last 20 years. And that's why we put them up there.
And it corroborates, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So when we talk about rebuilding or purifying the body or assisting the body to purify itself, and all these things that we do to help so many of you, these articles actually, they go right to the point.
Right.
So you should read them. And then there we also have another article about plant-based health. So by plant-based, I think at some point we have to modify that, because we do have more than plants.
Yes, we do. We are primarily, I would say, plant focused.
Right. But we have our vitamin DNA, it's cod liver oil, right? And we have the bee pollen, which is from the honeybee. And, we have all these formulas that are actually not plant-based, but they have proteins and enzymes and amino acids and certain important omega-3 and 6 that are critical for our bodies, especially for our brain and our heart, or our cardiovascular system in general. And, and maybe we're talking about this, over 28 million people die every year from cancer and cardiovascular diseases only.
Wow.
We haven't touched the other body systems yet. Wow. We haven't touched the respiratory system. We haven't touched the endocrine system. We haven't touched maybe 5 other systems, just from cancer, cardiovascular disease like heart disease, over 28 million. And some scientists believe it's a lot higher. So the work we're doing here, Mary, I think, it's important, and we just want, our client community to have a bird's eye view. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So please read those articles. And then, Mary, you want to, let's get back to AI.
Should we ask it something and see how well it's doing?
Yeah, let's do that.
Just so you know, we're still refining it. We think it's doing pretty well with all the information that we've trained it on. But we are going to rely on feedback too from you on how helpful it is. So please check it out, test it out, do stuff with it.
They're the first.
Yes, exactly.
Not even our employees have seen this yet, right?
I think they've been too busy all week to touch it. They know it's there.
So you're the first. That tells you how precious you are to us.
But I know a few of you have already tried it out, because I've seen a few folks chatting with it over this past week since we dropped it. So
excellent.
Yeah. So let's see. What should we ask it about?
So, well, let's just go right to the basic. What is NuSpecies? How about that? If you have friends, you have family, you have coworkers anywhere in the world, you can ask them. You can just now give them the website, and then they can go to our link here and just ask any questions they want. They want to ask anything they want to know about NuSpecies, about what we do, how we do it, who we are. We also have our staff and the website. I hope we still have it there.
Yes.
So whatever they need to know, maybe not everything, but they're going to get enough to get started, because we're just getting started, right?
Exactly. And it's trained to offer the option to talk to the team frequently throughout the process. So if you're not getting what you want out of it, just call us. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. We just want you to have another resource, during non-business hours, because it comes into your head at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and we're already closed, and you want to see what NuSpecies can do.
Right.
You can get started there.
You said something else again, and what you said was you notice that people have gone in there and
Mm-hmm.
have asked questions. So are you saying that we can always check the queries any
Yes.
given day to see what people are
Are
asking
asking.
or what people
Yes.
are
Yes.
searching for?
Yes.
So this is another communication tool as
It's
well.
great because if you start to ask questions that we don't have the answers to in there, we'll see that. And then we know that's information that you guys are looking for and that you need. Um, or if a question's coming up more frequently, then maybe it's something we know we need to talk about on the Q&A. So it's going
That's
to be very
powerful.
helpful. I think it's going to be very helpful
That's
all around.
that's very powerful, Mary. And what was the answer? Just
All right. So NuSpecies is a natural health company that creates raw, liquid, plant-based nutritional formulas designed by the founder, Aston.
say no more. That's all you need. They need to know your friends and family. So you know what we're doing now is making you into, and I mean it, even though it may come off, a little flat, but we're making you into the NuSpecians who become missionary of the work that you have been doing with us over the years. So you can share this information, especially with friends and family. You know, we have clients out there, Mary, who have, the last time I count, up to 70 family members taking NuSpecies.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 70 persons in the same family with the same genes and DNA
Mm-hmm.
taking NuSpecies, because that's how powerful you are. You're powerful
Yeah.
because you're able to help your family members. Go ahead, Mary.
I was just going to say we wouldn't have any clients if it wasn't for our clients bringing them to us. So,
Right, because we don't do advertising anymore
yeah.
because we spend the time and the money to do what we're doing now
Yeah.
to make NuSpecies more potent for you, and also to be able to gather all this information to empower you, to empower your family members and friends. And when you do that, you're going to be getting your family members to live better and longer. Even the stubborn ones, at least, they'll have access to this all the time. And this is 24/7 access, right, Mary?
Yes, it's up all the time.
Right.
And so it goes on to explain what makes us different from other supplement companies, and then the two kind of main ways people will work with us. One as just supplementing, which a lot of you do to stay, healthy, maintain
Right,
your
like
health.
taking our vitamins and minerals and
Exactly.
detox, right? And we're,
Um,
and we're going to go into a little bit of that after Mary's done, showing us this.
And then also, if you need a rebuilding protocol for someone who is trying to deal with a more significant health issue and they want to
Right.
support their body in a stronger way.
Right. So what Mary has done, and by the way, Mary has done it. I actually haven't gone and look at it closely yet, but I trust her that much. And you should trust her too. But what Mary has done, I did look at a few things. What Mary has done that I've seen is that she's created a situation, and maybe Mary, you should do it. You should just search for a package that can
Right.
that
So
can show.
can you help me with diabetes? Right. This is
Right.
kind of how everyone approaches NuSpecies. Can you help
Right.
me with this? Can you help me with that?
Right.
Because you just want to know, can I do something about this besides let it dictate the rest of my life?
Right. Especially for a lot of you who, and that's one of the whole, concepts behind NuSpecianism, is that a lot of you come to us and your medication doesn't work for you. Your medication give you side effects. And even though you're consistent in the medication, your conditions are worsening, the health issues are worsening. And that's part of the NuSpecianism concepts we're going to get to, how we have helped people over the years and how we're going to continue to help people. But let's go back to the package search, Mary.
Right. Okay. So, yes, we can help you with diabetes, right? We can support your body. It's very specific with its language by intent.
Because we have rules
we
and
have
regulations and laws governing AI. So this is not, so when you search our website, this is not like a free flowing, thing,
Yes.
right?
No, it's not winging. It's only relying on our information
Right.
that we have provided. It
Right.
stays within guidelines we've created.
Right. So it may even have better guardrails, as Mary was saying, than my brain has.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So, right. So we can support your body if you're dealing with diabetes. Our approach is nutritional to provide concentrated plant-based formulas to support the body's own rebuilding processes. So your body's doing the work while you continue your medications from your doctor.
Right.
And we don't treat, cure, or prevent disease.
Right. Exactly. And
then we can get into what we would do.
Right, exactly. And we say that because, Mary, you read, we don't treat, cure, and prevent disease. That law was put in place by the federal government of the United States because there were companies out there that were tricking people.
Yeah.
And take a lot of people's money by saying, yes, I can prevent your whatever. Yes, let's say your father, like my father, had prostate cancer.
Yeah.
People would say, okay, yes, my father had prostate cancer, and I don't want to get it. Can you prevent me from getting it? So you have all these companies out there who have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they would just, take a lot of advantage of people that are out there. So, but what we do, we support the body, as you know, and your body heal itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we don't fall into those things, as you all know. We support your body. If you have diabetes, we're going to support your diabetic health, your pancreas, your blood sugar or glucose, your A1C. You all know who work with us. So we support your body, and then we get you to do your labs. And then over time, you can see that your glucose getting better, your A1C is getting better, your body's getting better, you're getting stronger, you're more functional. So we believe that the body can heal itself. And at some point, maybe not this show, Mary, if we have time later, we could go into some more details about how our bodies work.
Yes.
To fix itself.
Yes.
And you're going to be amazed at the information that we have that we're going to share with you. And that goes for all health issues. How God made our bodies to work, and how we're not doing much of what God mandates for us to do.
Yeah.
So, do we have a maintenance package in there yet?
Let me see if
we talk about
published.
Maintenance, rebuilding, but what we're going to put in there for, especially for especially the holidays are coming up for a lot of us, and we have family and friends we want to buy gifts for. And those of you who always buying for your family members, especially those back home, you're going to be able to buy them something very basic that will work, even if it's our vitamins and minerals that are made from whole food. They're raw and they're natural. They're made from whole foods. And our detox, you're going to be able to spend a small amount to help them support their bodies against whatever issues they have. So if you have a family member that has diabetes, they can still take the detox to support their bodies. They can take the B vitamins.
Right.
They can take the mineral complex, and they can take the vitamin D, like we just talked about. And they can take something as small as that. And over time, they will see changes for the better. You as well can take that as well.
Yeah. So there will tell you the full thing that we would normally do. And then it tells you you could start with budget friendly, just the L-Nu.
Good.
The L-Nu and the detox. So it's doing what we do.
Good.
But then we do also have a friends and family starter that we had created.
Right, that we had talked about some months ago. So
I'm still going to make a couple of adjustments now that we've added some new functionality to our website, where you could do less than this, because we have the L-Nu, the detox, and the New Genesis, which is fantastic foundational support. But we want to make it so that you could leave one or two of those out if you want to, and just do one, just do two, whatever you choose.
Right. So we're going to lay it out for you.
Yeah.
Where you or family members or friends can start, rather than go to the whole package or ideal protocol, whatever options we have. They can always start at something basic. And because some people do want to try it first, especially people who are new, they want to see, will this work with my body? Am I going to spend $100 or $200 and then something happens, I can't take it? So some people may want to start small with just the detox alone, or start with, as Mary said, the L-Nu-1, the New Genesis, start with, the B vitamins or the mineral complex.
Yeah.
They can start with any of those, and then gradually they can get themselves into the protocol over time. So let's say the protocol has 3 formulas. They can start doing 1, and we will work with you until you're ramped up as you see yourself seeing changes from even taking the one. You'll still get some health benefits, even though we're not working to rebuild, your pancreas or rebuild your genes and DNA, rebuild, your cells to support diabetes, for your body to support diabetes. You could just get started and take it step by step based on your budget.
And doing something to support your body is always better than doing nothing.
Absolutely.
We get a lot of people who feel torn between an all or nothing mindset where they're like, if I can't do everything, then it's not even worth trying. And that's not the case at all. And you can do so much by changing your diet and your lifestyle, along with doing one or two of the formulas.
Exactly. And to Mary's point, and maybe this is a good time to just say this to everyone. And you've been doing a lot of the consultations and recommendation consultations with existing clients and new clients. You've been doing a lot of my work.
Jillian's giving us high fives.
Okay. Well, jive carefully,
yeah.
wherever you are. But what I want to say is that when we have a client, whether it's an existing client or a new client who comes in, right? We look at their labs, and let's say the client comes to us with diabetes. Let's stay with diabetes. They come to us with diabetes, and then we look at your labs. We look at your labs, your blood test reports, and even your urinalysis. And then, Mary, what do we see? We see other issues.
So many.
You want to give a few of those?
Yeah.
Like low WBC, low hemoglobin. And if you look at the urine.
Right. And then you see the urinalysis, there's some sign of infection, or maybe there's something affecting their kidney too.
Right.
And then you talk to the person and they've had a regular menstrual for 20 years. And, so there's just so many layers to what you're looking at. And maybe you came to us because, oh, my cholesterol suddenly is not normal and that's new for me. But then there's all these other things that are going on in your body. And we look at you as a whole person, not just, one little symptom. So we're always going to tell you what all those issues are. And then it's a conversation. What's most important to work on? What's most important to you? Or how can we support you with all of this at once? Which it's going to be different for everyone. So it's never simple.
Right. So you come to us, for to get help with your A1C. Let's say it's 8, 12, and to Mary's point, we look at your labs. Your cholesterol is 300 or over 300, or over 250, and we know that lipids that high, Mary, are blocking up the blood vessels.
Right.
That could lead to heart disease. That could lead to vascular issues. That could lead to high blood pressure. That could lead to obesity. That could lead to maybe 50 other health issues. So the point here, Mary, when someone comes to us with diabetes, they almost always in their labs have a group of other health problems that may have been caused by the diabetes.
Right.
Or may have caused the diabetes.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
So there's no such thing. I have been doing this for over 20 years. I have never had a case where there was a singular disease condition that someone has.
Right.
Never. Because think about it. If you have diabetes, even if you're 80 or 90 years old, it means the genes are failing. The genes are not able to fix the early stage of the diabetes before it became full diabetes. Let's say it was borderline, or it was pre-diabetic, as the medical system categorized it now.
Like insulin resistance.
Right. So the genes are breaking down, and then guess what? The immune system is not fixing it.
Right.
So now you have broken DNA or damage, may not be mutated, but it's not functioning effectively. So you have damaged DNA, damaged genes, damaged immune system, damaged cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is what gives us life. You have heard about the mitochondria. That's where it lives in the cell. That's what gives us life. That is breaking down. The mitochondria is breaking down. So because that's where the body burns glucose
Right.
in the mitochondria, to give energy or ATP. So everyone who comes to us, Mary, with one issue that they think they have and they want help, they have a group.
Right.
And that's why we have what we call a package or a protocol, because you don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
We know what's wrong. We know what you're facing. And we're going to talk about what you're facing. Now we're going to talk about it, Mary.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, just what you brought up there is so important because the manifestation of those underlying problems can be different for different people, but
Mhm.
there's a few key things that we know underlie many different conditions, and our job is always to focus on addressing those. So that's why someone with one issue might be taking similar formulas to someone with a completely different issue, because we are addressing that underlying dysfunction in their genes and DNA,
Right.
the underlying inflammation in their body.
Yep.
We're rebuilding their immune system, because your immune system is what's going to prevent almost all of these things from happening to you.
Exactly.
So those fundamentals underlie everything we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when we say to you that we have a protocol for you or a package for you, I know, oh God, you have no idea what we're talking about, right? All you're thinking about, yeah, they're going to dry out my bank account. They're going to take every
Yeah.
dime I have. I can't pay my mortgage. I can't pay my rent. I can take my cruise. I can go to DJ Roy's party
Yeah, on the
that's coming up. We don't care. We don't care about any of those things. We don't care if you can't pay your rent, because if you're sick, if you're sick, it's over for you with work and your retirement plan. And that's what we live with
Yeah.
every day with our clients today,
And
Mary.
let me put that a little nicer, but
Oh God.
we do care that it's going to cost you money. However,
Yeah.
our goal is not to fit the budget to what is convenient. Our goal is to give you the best that we have to offer. But that being said, we know that you can't make money
Right.
out of thin air. So
Right.
we're always, and that's where I spend a lot more of my time, is trying to help people who can't make money out of thin air figure out what's the best thing I can do with what I've got. And there's always something you can do.
Okay. So Mary just told you why I'm not doing these packages recommendation with you anymore. I'm going with the products because, I'm going to yell and scream at you. And Mary's going to be kind and gentle, which is probably the right way to do it.
I'm still gonna tell you what you need.
Okay.
But I think it's a fine line between, I don't ever want to give people the impression that you don't need the strongest thing, because you do. That's what's going to be most beneficial.
Right. Then that's why we have the ideal protocol.
It shouldn't mean that if you don't have money, you can't get help. That's not what we do.
Right.
So there's always something we can do.
Right. We're always going to start you with something.
Yeah.
And then, Mary, there is a glacier that is pushing us when you come to us. Mm-hmm. And we see you have these early stage issues like a cyst or a lump in the breast, or your PSA is 3 or 4 or 5, or ladies, you have ovarian cysts, or all of you have a cyst in your pancreas. Because what we have seen, Mary, is that these clients who didn't know about it or didn't take care of it, or it wasn't addressed by the medical system, we see a lot of these issues turn into something life-threatening like cancer.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people who they do the treatment, and we have cases even this year, they're not going to say their names. We have a few people who passed, and they didn't know they were going to pass.
Yeah.
They didn't know that. They didn't know how sick they were, but they did, chemo. And, you should follow all your doctor's instructions with medication and take them. But understand that you should do more, because the medication may not work, and the medication could cause other damage that you don't recover from.
Even if it works, it can still cause damage.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the doctors are rightfully focused on what's threatening your life, and they want to eradicate it as quickly as they can, which is the right thing to do, whether it's surgery, chemo, radiation, immunotherapy. They're doing the best they can. And believe me, I know they are. Not every doctor is competent, but it's not because it's more than they not caring.
Yeah.
You know, so we have clients now who are in serious trouble with their health, Mary.
Yeah.
And I like us to talk about it a little bit before we go off. If I'm not sure if we have questions, but or maybe we'll come back to it.
Yeah, I don't have questions really so far. Suzanne, good morning. Headley, good morning. Darnett, good morning. Mark, good morning. Thank you all for being here. Hi, Donna. Suzanne says that health is wealth for those who don't know it.
Boy.
Yes, Suzanne, we agree. And to that point, just going back a little bit to things costing a lot, investing in keeping yourself healthy is going to save you a ton of money in the long run, in medical bills, in care, in everything. So it might feel like a lot and a big sacrifice, but you're going to be making sacrifices for years and years of care and medical bills if you don't take action to keep yourself healthy.
Right. I spoke with a client yesterday who was telling me that she has a very good health insurance, and her medical bills for herself and her children are over $20,000 already this year. And she's thinking of mortgaging her house or digging into her savings, her pensions. May have to break a lot of things. So even though you have a good health insurance doesn't cover for everything, and they cover for certain things at a different percentage, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you just never know. We live on Earth, and it's polluted, and the foods are polluted, the water polluted, the air polluted, and no one knows what's going to strike. No one can know. It's not just our family history that govern our lives. Like me, with my dad with prostate cancer, who died of it. My mother with diabetes, and she died of the complications of diabetes. So, we may think that's what's gonna. I may think that's what's gonna get me. It could be something completely different. So we always have to keep our bodies strong,
right,
to fight off whatever could come that we can never see.
Yeah, and to your point, we have some really sick people, and they're people who thought they were really, really healthy and never saw it coming.
We had this couple. Was it this week or last week?
It was last week.
The doctor told her, he came out of nowhere. She said, well, Mary and I were talking with her, so it's not that we heard it from anybody. Actually, nothing we say at NuSpecies, especially on this NuSpecian Q&A, is something we heard from anyone. It's what we know from speaking directly, one-on-one, face-to-face with our clients. We know.
Right.
So we had this couple, Mary, who you started off.
Well, so it was, so she has two sisters, right?
Oh boy. So go even further back.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they lost one of their sisters
the day before we were speaking.
The day before we spoke to them from lung cancer, that just they had no idea. And then they just found out that their second sister also has lung cancer. Wow. And is just, there's nothing they can do for her. She's at a point where there's nothing they can do for her. That's what the doctors told them.
Right.
And it's heartbreaking when people come and that's like the stage that they're at, because everyone wants a miracle and we don't have miracles.
Yeah. We have to depend on God and Jesus and prayers and nature for that.
Yeah.
We actually don't, but we have a lot of other things that we can do.
We can help.
Or we can help. We can help in a lot of ways. And one of the things she said that broke my heart, Mary, was that it just came out of nowhere. The doctor said, "You're dying."
Yeah.
And her husband was there, and they were just devastated. They just left the doctor's office and they were devastated. It was the last thing on her mind that was actually happening in her body.
Yeah.
And Mary and I talked about it early in the week, and we're talking about it in context with other clients that we have or in similar situation, and how hard we have to try to get sledgehammers to beat all of you over the head because I only speak English, and I think I know the English language very well, and I think my vocabulary is very well,
You're
but
eloquent.
I'm still not able, even with my eloquence or so-called eloquence, I'm still not able to communicate with my clients the seriousness of what's in their labs,
Mhm.
what's in their imaging reports.
Yeah.
I don't know what, the English language is insufficient. Maybe I should learn another language that I probably have.
No,
But I'm actually serious. I
it's
am not able to do that because most of the clients I talk to, I feel like what I say goes over their head, or they disbelieve it,
mhm.
or they don't want to believe it, or they're in denial. I don't know what it is.
So one of the big things I think is definitely denial, like the shock, because often we're talking to someone when they just found out about some terrible diagnosis that they had no idea was coming, um, and they're in that phase where they're like, "Well, I'm going to do whatever I have to do, and it's going to be fine. It's all going to be okay," which I get. It's a coping. um, the other thing is a lot of clients will tell me, "Well, my doctor didn't seem that worried. My
Yeah,
doctor didn't seem that upset." And that's not a measure of how sick you are. Your doctor sees people who are dying and sick 20 times a day. If they acted crazy and upset with every person, they would go crazy. So
right.
they don't. They're not going to act that way. It doesn't mean that it's not serious.
And maybe the patient they saw before
It was worse.
was worse.
Yeah.
So, and then they look at this new situation and say, "Oh, okay, it's not as bad as the one I just saw, or the
Right.
ones I saw, today."
Or your disease is taking an expected trajectory.
You can't read the doctor's eyes. You
Yeah.
can't read their faces. One of the greatest limitation, and I can tell you from studying science, my friends and my family, one of the greatest limitation to humanity are our senses.
Mm,
We see something that we think we see, but it may not be.
mm,
We hear something we hear, but it may not be. Has any of you ever text someone
mm.
and they took it like you're in the North Pole, and you feel like they're in the South Pole responding back to you because you didn't even think about what they were saying, what they were seeing in your text. It didn't
Right.
cross your mind. You didn't feel it. You didn't hear it. You didn't any of those things.
Yeah.
And they just took it completely different. Ever happened to you? Well, it happens to me every day. I don't know about you. So you can try to read your doctor's eyes, their expression, their face, the tone of their voice, the emotion in their voice. You can't do that. Not everybody can express compassion in the same way, not because the person is cold.
Right.
It's just because we are different.
Right.
So if you really want to know what's wrong, if you have doubts, you should bring us your labs and bring us your imaging reports on whatever other medical documentation you have. And we will take the time, as you
Yeah.
know, and we'll go over it with them, Mary.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you can take it back to your doctors
And ask them the questions
and say,
and get them to
"Oh,
confirm for you.
NuSpecies says I have kidney disease. Is it true? NuSpecies said there's a cyst in my pancreas, my ovary. Is it true? My PSA is high. There's a lesion in the prostate.
Right.
Is it true?" That's what you should do with all the information we give you. You should take it back to your medical practitioners for verification. If you're not doing that, if you talk to me and I say whatever is in your labs or your imaging, and you don't take it back to your doctors and question your doctors about it, you're negligent about your health. You're actually negligent. You shouldn't take my word for it either. You have us at NuSpecies who are gonna help you, and you have your medical practitioners.
Yeah.
So you have two paths that you're following, and you should make sure those paths are joined together.
Yes.
Okay, towards fixing whatever issue or issues you're looking to us and to the medical system to fix. You should make sure that there is synergy. It is your responsibility. No one can do it for you. So yes, I am yelling now, Mary, because of all the people we see who come to us and they're sick. And I have never had a client over the last 20 years who wanted to die.
No.
I've never had one. And when they come to us, they want to live. And the lessons learned here for all of us, including us here, Mary and I, is that when there's a little issue in your labs, in your imaging reports, we should address it.
Yes. Early, because that's where your body is still strong. And when we empower it to do its job, it's got a really good chance of doing it and eradicating what's going on, or at least mitigating it to a great degree. Versus when you come to us and, a cancer is very advanced or your body is really broken down, it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot different. So in those situations, maybe it looks more like we're giving you more time or less painful time.
Right.
And it's not going to be the same as when we catch it early and we can do things that seem more miraculous, those fantastic stories that we have where people, their tumors shrink or disappear, or there are people who get their A1C down from like 13. Those are wonderful, but it's not going to happen for everyone. And especially if your body's more broken down, the kind of help that you're going to get from us might be different. But it doesn't mean it's not help. It makes a big difference when you go through something difficult and your body is stronger and you're not in as much pain. That's so valuable. It's so valuable.
Right. And what clients have said to me, those clients themselves, um, they have less pain and they're comforted.
Yeah.
And they have more peace. And some of them even get more spiritual.
Yeah.
Because they're not distracted by pain and suffering. A lot of them are just so peaceful, and family members will come back to us and tell us and thank us.
Yeah. I had someone, I think it was maybe last year. She didn't know about us and she found out about us very late when her sister was dying of cancer. She was already in, hospice care and just on painkillers and, just trying to keep her comfortable. But the painkillers were not helping her and she was just in so much pain. And we were able to help her with that. And like her last few weeks of life, she wasn't in that kind of pain. And that meant so much to her sister. And like that is just such a beautiful part of what we do.
Well, those are the things that keep us going, Mary.
Yeah.
At NuSpecies, especially what you just said a while ago.
Yeah.
Because when my dad was early. I know you've heard this story a million times. I'm going to tell it to you again. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell it to you. Our Jamaicans will say, "Which Jamaicans?" Yeah, I'm going to tell you again. So, he was early diagnosed with prostate cancer. So he was caught early, Mary,
Yeah.
and the doctors, one of the best doctors in the Caribbean. It was actually an Oxford University of London scholar, or England scholar, and it was very good. Not because my father died, he was bad. Medical science is imperfect, but it was early stage. He said, do surgery, remove the prostate, and you're going to be fine. Well, in a very short time, my dad started getting sick again, and then the cancer was all over in his bone and his brain.
Yeah.
And speaking of suffering and pain, towards the end of his life, the last few months, I would hear him, in his room, in his bed, praying. He was a minister.
Yeah.
He was a minister. He was a preacher, a minister, a preacher. And I would hear him begging God to take his life because the pain was so bad.
Yeah.
So that's what we call NuSpecianism. It's our work that we have done to help people to be more peaceful, to be more comforted. If we can bring them back when they come to us from their doctors and their doctors have written them off,
Yeah.
it's the work we do. And what I want to say on that final note, and is that we all have family members who suffer like this,
Yeah.
and we have a moral, spiritual obligation to them to help them go peacefully. We have that.
Yeah.
If we don't have that, how do we pray to God?
Yeah.
You know, because we're supposed to be a family, we're supposed to be together, we're supposed to help carry each other's burden.
Yeah.
And what is life without all of that?
Yeah.
What is life? So we do our part. We have the formulas that we use to help people with pain.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary, you've been here almost as long at NuSpecies as I am,
Mm-hmm.
and you've seen it over the years
Yeah.
that we help a lot of people with pain, even those who are not dying. We
Yes.
help a lot of people with pain, and we have those formulas, and they work. They may not work for everyone
Yeah.
because, as we said before, everybody's body is different with these disease conditions. Some people could have nerve damage that is so brutal, so bad,
Yeah.
because of numerous other diseases they have beside what's probably taking their lives. So, but even people who got to that stage, that end stage, they would tell me toward the end that they have no pain,
Yeah.
and they go peacefully. So I know the show is we're very we go off here, but I wanted
On
to
our
go here.
soapbox, yes.
I wanted to go here because I want you to know the work we do.
Yeah.
That's why I want us to do this. So it's me and you and Jillian and Ashley and Crystal and Shania over there in Bronxville. She's new, but she's young and
She's
she
doing fantastic.
she can't believe what we face, the work we do here and what we face. Trying to help everybody as much as we can, but um, but we wanted to share it with you, and
Yeah.
that's what NuSpecian is, and we would like you to, if you like what we do, we would like you to go to you what do you call it, Google or
Google, you leave us a
somewhere,
Google review. That's
and
helpful.
if you think we're doing a good thing, if you think we have helped a family member or friend, if we have helped you, even if your conditions are not gone or gone completely, if you think these species still help you to live better
Yeah.
and to live longer, you don't have to give your full name, but if you give your full name and you say what's wrong, you're going to be immortalized, because we're going to keep those reviews you
Yes.
give us. We're going to keep them for eternity, for as
Yeah.
long as human existence. We're going to keep them in our records, on the website, to the public, to the world, to know that we helped you. And so long as we're all gone, maybe 120 years from now, none of us
People
will
like,
be
oh, look, this
alive.
new species.
Yeah, and who is this Aston? Who is this Mary who's saying your speeches help them? Well,
Uh,
so you can immortalize yourselves at
okay.
NuSpecies if we've helped
Oh,
you.
look at you, Marie.
Yeah,
Can you post that to our Google location as a review? Because that's beautiful. Marie says, I can testify about the new Genesis. It works wonders for me.
good,
I was suffering with muscle cramps, and after taking it, I can do anything without any contractions. Awesome.
wonderful, happy for you. So do that. We let's make this. A lot of you know me and Mary, because we spent so many years in the offices, and Jillian, we spent so many years in the offices down there, especially Jillian in the early years, facing what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you know who we are. You know what we are. We haven't changed. We're only getting better at what we do in helping people,
Yeah.
in being compassionate with people, in being seeing people as family, literally family. A lot of you, you know, your family. The way you've met us in our offices, and you still talk to us, you know, one on one. So that is the message that we would like you to take to the world in doing the reviews.
Yeah.
And if you believe that we are that, if you believe that we are trying to help or we have helped,
Yeah.
especially family members, and maybe we have a lot of clients who are second and third generation taking NuSpecies.
Yep.
So
Well,
NuSpecies is
going through
covering
their
the
family.
generational lines.
Yes.
We're covering the timeline of the generations.
Yeah.
From the, you know, the older generations to the newer generations. So you have kids, you have grandkids, you have great grandkids, you're going to have other family members 50 years from now, 100 years from now, and you want NuSpecies to be there to help them as well.
Right.
So what you're doing is not just to help NuSpecies, is to keep it around so that your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, your generational gap going stretching into the future will have access to this, you know, this kind spiritual compassionate philosophy we have.
Yeah.
That is NuSpecies, that is NuSpecianism, to help them as well.
Yeah. And you know, it's you are our family. We do it for our family as well. You know, my mom's taking NuSpecies, my siblings are taking NuSpecies, my kids are taking NuSpecies. And we want to be able to do everything for you that we do for them. So.
Right. And Mary, you have been making it more affordable with these. We have our powerful B vitamins, our powerful mineral complex. We have the detox. We have Genesis in the 8-ounce bottle that was just mentioned by Marie. So start small and take a teaspoon.
Yep.
If you take a teaspoon of the Genesis 8-ounce,
it's gonna last you for a month and a half.
Yes,
yep,
6 weeks. The 16-ounce, 3 months.
Yep.
And if you're just taking it to maintain, you're taking it every other day. Now you're up to 6 months.
Yeah.
You're taking it 2 or 3 times a week. You have that bottle and it's not going to spoil.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yes, we've tested.
Yes, it's not going to spoil. So I hope anything else, Mary, I hope this was helpful to everyone
I think so.
Watching, listening. And I think we should repeat this show. We should we should replay the recording and you know, for people, for your family members, friends.
It will be on the YouTube channel, so share it, please.
Yes. Please do.
We have some more love from Diana. Aston, Jillian, and NuSpecies are the best of the best. Thank you for all your help and advice. God bless.
Say that on YouTube or Google.
On Google, yes.
Say it on Google.
So just find the NuSpecies location on Google Maps and leave a review.
So if they Google NuSpecies, it will come up.
Right.
And it will. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it now.
There's one for each location, so it depends on if you do it in Maps or if you just Google NuSpecies.
So let's do it. I want to see what you're talking about because I'm all calling it YouTube and all that. You all can tell that I am not the person who is into marketing and selling and advertising and all that.
Okay, so let's.
All right. So I'm in there.
Okay, so this is our location over here that's in Pauling. It's probably going to bring up whatever location is closest to you. You have to leave them on each location.
So there's no like corporate.
It doesn't do that way.
So which location you suggest we should do it? Any location is fine, right? It's still going to show up.
It should.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I am logged into our account that controls all of these, so it's giving me options to edit our profile that you're not going to see. So it might look different for someone who's just
Oh, okay, so you're not seeing what
let's do it in maps
everybody's seeing.
if I can type. Okay.
So I just Googled NuSpecies and I see in the menu below NuSpecies Herbal Duchess.
Yes,
I see
here's the
I see
review.
reviews.
Yes, so you should be able to leave a review there.
So they can just click on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Leave a review
All
there.
right.
I control the account I'm logged into controls our business profile, so I don't think it's going to let me write a review for us.
And your reviews can be as short as "I like NuSpecies" or
yes,
I
it does
like
not have to be personal.
right. I like what NuSpecies is doing or trying to do to help people, to help God's people. You know, it can be as short as that. All right.
Yeah. And I just want to say hello to Valerie and Marie and Marjorie and Ron. Thanks for joining. Nice to see you. Trevor and Donna, thank you all so much. We appreciate you guys. And if anyone is very bold and they would like, we would love to have them here on the show to tell their story. So let me know.
And they can do it from home, right?
Yep, they could do it from home.
Right.
So we can let you zoom in from home.
Yeah.
But have you on the show, which would be fantastic.
Yeah, you can tell your story and tell your NuSpecies story, or tell it a story about your family or friend who takes NuSpecies. And of course, you do not have to go into details. We know that there are certain conditions that are private. They should be private. They should stay private. And that's why we have our files here, Mary, that we have that are protected, you know, under the highest security that's available.
Right.
And so even when you come on our show and talk to us, yes, keep your private information private. We know it can affect you personally, it can affect your job, it can affect all these things.
Yeah.
But if you just come on to just chit chat with us and tell us how things are going with you and how NuSpecies work for your friend and family, that would be fantastic. Yeah. All right.
One last thing, there's a bunch of people that joined toward the end of the show, so you may not have seen. We have an AI chatbot that we have been working on our website that is basically just a download of Aston's brain and all things NuSpecies. We're working on refining it, but it doesn't access any other information. It's only NuSpecies information. And it can do more complex stuff like what's NuSpecies, questions about the formulas, what can I take for such and such an issue. And it can also do what time are you guys open tomorrow? So all the things you would normally ask us, you can ask when we are not available outside of business hours. So it's just an extra support for you guys because we do have limited business hours and we know that's annoying. So you have something else that you can rely on when you can't get us on the phone, but then we are still here in the same way over the phone and in person.
Well, thank you very much, Mary, and thank you for filling in for Jillian, who is on sabbatical today and for the weekend. And thank you all for joining. And on a other note, I want to end on if anyone watching, listening from the Caribbean, we understand that there's a hurricane, Melissa, who's there, and our advice is to stay indoors. Don't
stay safe.
Stay safe. Don't face God's fury. Don't face his fury. He's just reminding us how feeble we are and weak we are.
Just put you in your place every once in a while.
Yeah, so take it as that. And stay indoors and don't face God's fury. Don't do it. All right?
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.